Have you seen the recent images that they got from Mars of that big square?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that?
It's one of those things where I was talking to Jamie just before the show. It is a bad day to be a professional skeptic. I'm telling you what. If this you've been making you're living the last 20 years poo-pooing all the aliens and UFO and whatnot. Man, oh man, is it a rough day for you? Because if that same was LiDAR from the South American forest, you'd be like, yeah, there's probably a village there. It makes sense.
This is even more clear than LiDAR.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's super
it's above
square.
the surface.
Yeah,
Jamie, pull a photo of it up. This is super recent, right?
Yeah, just a few days ago.
Yeah,
this found it recently. I think it's been online for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Oh, so is it that there's a mass of data that they scanned from the surface, and then someone just detected this recently?
I think someone just found it on the website.
It might be one of those things. It's like, who is going to go by hand over each one of these images? And I mean, you're dealing with the entire surface of a planet that's, what is it, like 3/4 of the size of Earth?
I think that might even be a little small. But
smaller than that?
Yeah, I think it's
larger than that?
I think it's a little larger, but I could be wrong.
Well, so something smaller than Earth,
yeah,
but bigger than the moon, and you're going to go over the entire surface of it.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and I think they think the rough estimates of this square are between 300 meters and multiple kilometers. They don't know how big it is. It's because it's hard to get a reference.
Yeah.
So I think the estimate is at the very smallest, it's several hundred meters across. So this square, it's really crazy because it's right angle, right angle, right angle, right angle.
Yeah. And doesn't look to be very asymmetrical
this
either.
One says like they added that square so you
Yeah.
can see it better. It's like superimposed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the original image. Yeah. Just this alone, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Like I said, if you were to tell me that was a LiDAR picture from South America, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. It's just too convenient that it makes a square. It just seems so weird.
It is.
And then there's another image that goes along with this that's even more bizarre. Maybe not even more bizarre, but it's like almost looks like a cone structure that's emanating from the surface, like surrounded by a circle.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen people talking about.
See if you can find that one, Jamie.
Like that. Just had that one. I lost it now.
Yeah, it's real weird stuff, and no one has like the face on Mars was real interesting. I got really into Richard Hoagland and all his Cydonia stuff for a while, but he was making some very bizarre measurements. Like if you go 1/2 of the distance between this and 3/4 of the way between that's exact number that takes what do you? But don't do that. How about don't do that?
Don't do that.
How about don't just arbitrarily look for some sort of.
I did that in a video once, kind of being a dick, making fun of the idea that there's all this data encoded in the vases. I have no problem with the idea of the vases being proof that these guys were, they're definitely exacting and whatnot. But the idea that they've hidden data.
Is that the Cydonia face?
I guess, and it's right by the square.
What? Really?
Supposedly.
Wow.
I guess, right? Is that what that's saying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It says the giant square structure, just a short hike from the legendary face on Mars. Holy!
That's crazy.
How do they miss that? They were concentrating on the face, which is it might be a face, might not be. To me, the original images, look really wild. But then the images afterwards were like, oh, no, it's just the weird light hitting it in a certain way. And you can find plenty of structures on Earth that will do a similar thing.
Hmm.
But
that one. I saw this too.
What is that?
This is weird to find it sticking out.
Yeah. You find weird nature. That's not as compelling as the other one. There was something that looked like a cone. So the actual image when they got, what is that dirty stuff you got at the bottom, Jamie? Horrible feed that you.
I just typed in Mars photo.
Time for a bathroom break.
Twitter.
What's wrong with
Twitter
you?
works.
I know it is kind of wild that Twitter has hardcore porn on it.
It always has.
Yeah, very weird. I'm not complaining. Do whatever you want. I'm all for doing whatever you want. But this original tract of images, it's a long one, and if you scroll through it, one of them is some very bizarre-looking cone-like structure. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is weird.
Very weird. What's that? I mean, it could be just a mountain, but it looks like a zit.
It does. It is.
And the fact that it's so close to that other thing, that's what's
There's
screwy.
the face too.
Yeah. The
They're all
faces
in
in
line
it,
with each
they're
other.
all, yeah. So it's all this one area that's been studied for a long time as being that there's a bunch of different things there that you could interpret as being some sort of a structure. If you could somehow or another make sense out of the possibility that a civilization existed on Mars and was wiped out millions and millions of years ago, that would change the way we think about everything. And I feel like that square is one step closer to like really needing a comprehensive analysis of what's there.
Yeah.
Because before it was just like, oh, it's a lifeless planet, but at one time it had an atmosphere. Interesting. Oh, they found frozen water. Oh, interesting. Well, they actually found liquid water now.
Yeah.
More interesting. Now they found a big square. Okay. What's that?
Yeah.
That one to me is the what's that.
And this is where, in my mind, this is where that skeptics versus dreamers thing gets really, because the answer should be the same for everybody. Let's just next expedition. Let's poke around a little up there, right?
Yeah.
Let's find out the evidence.